Yo, Rod.
What's up, Shaver?
Hey, man, I learned this move. I'm about to start drilling this 100 times on each side, 5 days a week.
100 times each side. You crazy?
Look, man, I heard that drillers are killers. I think I believe it.
Man, I heard that too. That's a line that's been going on in the school. Let's talk about that right now on Open Mac Chronicles. Are drillers really killers? Okay, you guys, welcome back. Another episode of Open Mac Chronicles. 1865 Rod here, and we're coming back at you guys once again. And as always, we got Schaefer in the house. What's up, Schaefer?
What's up, everybody? Schaefer's in the house. Wu-Tang forever. See, I got my new Wu-Tang hat. I just went and saw them in Sacramento not too long ago.
Their final wheelchairs.
I know, they all came up. they wheeled out, dude. The middle-age tour, the final tour. Yo, it was good. It was freaking really good, man. I had a good time.
Cool.
Anyway, so Shaver's in the house on another fun-filled episode of Open Mac Chronicles. Mr. 1865 Rod, what are we talking about today, man?
I got a question, man. This comes up a lot in our school. Some people said this, drillers are killers. Drillers are killers. Are drillers really killers?
Are drillers really killers? Huh. Well, I have a little bit of experience with this. Like, I personally never really liked just the constant same move or the same hell, there's something called micro drilling where you just do a part of the move over and over and over, like a whole damn session where all you do is
Really?
like
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Like, let's say you're gonna do, a Toriando pass or something, right? You grab, you move, and then go back. You grab, you move. You don't even do the whole pass. You just do part of it over and over. Or if you're setting up a damn Kimura from the closed guard of all things, right? It's cup the wrist, reach over. Don't actually do the Kimura. Now go back down. Cup the wrist, reach over. It builds that muscle memory. So
Yeah, but check it out. When's the last time you got a Kimura from closed guard, cupping the wrist, reaching over?
almost never.
I know. You're never gonna hit that. Like, those are so.
It's a good way to teach, though.
I know. It has other purposes besides
sure.
actually getting the submission.
Yeah, you understand the mechanics of
Yes.
the move, right?
Yes.
And I think there's something to be said for having muscle memory to at least initiate the mechanics of the move, right?
Okay, I'm on board with that.
Okay, so like an example, think about my closed guard series that I do, right? I started off and we start with that closed guard Kimura, right? And we do that over and over again. And then what I do, closed guard, you go to Kimura fails, bump sweep.
Yeah, but that's not. You're talking about drilling it over and over and over,
Yeah,
like drilling it. Like how often are you drilling it to get that?
Dude, see,
I think we're going to end up agreeing because here's what because I know where you're going with that because you've
Okay.
got we call it like that little Herald series, right?
Right.
I like that series. It's a great series.
Thank you.
You got like a chain of like 7 things, right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, and that builds muscle memory, and you got that, and you've got that by drilling it basically.
Yes.
Okay, so the same thing we do is going to be like the armbar, Kimura triangle, 5 times each
Yeah.
side. Right, that's something Gus started like back in the day. Ever since I started jiu-jitsu, he's been doing that. But so we're drilling that technically.
Right.
And here it is, you go a decade later. Yeah, of course, that stuff's ingrained in you. So that's,
For
I would
sure.
say, yes, it definitely helps if you're in the macro sense, right? But what about, okay, I want to learn this new entry to, I don't know, whatever entry. Pick whenever you want, right? You learn this entry, and you're going to just drill that specific move. Like how long do you drill it for like
day,
a
for the
day
next
or like a
week.
week or like
a month.
how long are these guys drilling these moves until they get it? Like, until I get the move. But how long is that normally taking them?
So I would speculate or postulate that people who actually do make it like a week long, a month long thing where they're really just doing that same thing over and over and over again, if it presents itself exactly the way they practice it, I think they'll hit it instantly, right?
Yeah, but it won't.
But it won't.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But it won't.
You're right.
And so when I'm showing the moves, right, I always tell people, listen, you attack the move the way I showed you over and over, and you do it with the intention of intent of finishing that move exactly as demonstrated. But reality is, people can move a little bit this way or move a little bit that way, and your entire set of training kind of disappears.
It might actually hurt you, I'm wondering.
Only if you're so stuck on doing it this way that you can't adapt.
You're waiting for like a non-resisting. You're working with a non-resisting opponent, right?
How about that?
And you're just drilling it over and over. And as soon as the guy turns, it doesn't work anymore.
I don't know what to do.
Like for me, I don't know. And I'm not like the standard bearer by any means, but like what I've had luck with, I'm still a guy that trains and I'm still okay. But like, let's take like my false sweep entry. I really like that move, right? False sweep from shin to shin, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I just started freaking doing it, dude. It's like I'm really good at it now. Like I'm really good at false sweeping. Like I get it whenever I want. But you know how I drilled it a couple of times to learn the mechanics of it.
Okay.
And then once I learned it, I'm like, okay, cool. When I go and roll this guy, I'm gonna false sweep him to a sweep to a 411. Boom. And I just kept doing that with every roll. I'm gonna try to false sweep, false sweep, false sweep. And I started getting really good at it.
Right. So it wasn't even so much that you were just drilling the actual move and the mechanics of the move. You did that enough to learn it.
Yes.
And then you just said, I'm going to only attack with that.
With that move, yeah. And
whenever I see the opportunity.
Yes. And throughout that process, you're going to find like, oh, wow, I got the false sweep, but I can't sweep him. What's wrong? Then I go back to drawing board. Oh, okay. I got to get my hips under him. I got to be, maybe he's too far over. Maybe I can't do the false sweep at this point. It's not a good position.
Okay.
You can kind of fine tune it at that point. But if I would have just drilled the entry to where it works perfectly, I don't think I would have had as good
I feel
the
you.
results would be as positive on it.
Because no one would have really presented you with the perfect opportunity.
I would have
to
felt
do
like
that.
I knew it, but I really wouldn't have any real world experience applying it.
Okay. And I'll say this too. If you're teaching a class and it's a mixed group and it's not like some sheer competition only class where everybody's kind of it almost becomes a kata if you drill it that much, right?
Right.
It almost becomes a kata.
Dude, it's shit. Kata. That's what I feel like.
So
why do you have to say
people
that?
will get tired of that very quickly. And now you have the question of, okay, if I'm drilling you to death, how long are you going to actually keep coming to my class and go, well, this just isn't fun. I'm not going to keep showing up.
No, you're not going to have students doing that.
Like,
you're afforded like one day of that maybe.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. So this past week, I kind of did that. I gave it a shot. I gave it a shot, man. And I had like about 26 people in the class, and I was like, okay, I'm about to work these fools.
Next week you're gonna have like 6 people.
I know.
Hey man,
holy shit.
Don't mess up the Friday night class, man. We took a long time to build that up.
Everybody's gonna bail.
Everybody's like, do we get to roll?
Okay.
Oh my god.
And you might be right. And if it happens, I'm gonna have to freaking put out a personal phone call to everybody. Like, I won't do it anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. So.
No, but that is. I see what you're saying though, because that is a part of the experience is the rolling, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. You got to get your fun in because otherwise it's too it's too academic, and it's like
because
I'm just here to learn. I don't want to learn that much.
I hammered people for like an hour and some change.
Yeah, that was like,
and that's a lot. Yeah, that was a lot, right? So I still gave them four moves or so, right?
Yeah.
I hit some closed guard, arm bars, and some closed guards, other stuff. And then I said, you know what? Here's your special move for the day. And I was like, I'm going to do a drop Sayanagi, and I'm going to take people who have never even seen it, along with people who have seen it and are halfway decent with it, right? And I'm going to drill the shit out of it. And I did. But I broke it down into little parts, right? I was like, well, first we're just going to reach up. We're going to reach under, step forward, stop. And I had them do that over and over. Then it was reach under, step forward, stop, turn, go down to one knee, go down to the other knee. Like, I get
it. You broke it up in little sections.
I was stair-stepping them into it.
It was a effective way of teaching it. I like that move.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Okay, so the guys that you taught that to, like everybody who showed up Friday, not last Friday, the one before that. Okay, how many of those guys do you think will be able to hit that drop Sayanagi? Now,
tomorrow, none. They would have to keep doing it.
Here's what they'd have to do. They'd have to take the approach that I took with the false sweep. They'd have to say, you know what, man, we're going to start standing. I'm going to drop Sayanagi this fool.
Right. Like they just have to
they'd have to have it in their mind. I'm going to try to get a drop
balls to the
Sayanagi.
wall, and they just got to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah,
and
then you'll start, and that guy will get it, right? But I think all that drilling, it's gonna help you get to the point to where you're confident, ready to try to apply the move in real life. That's what I believe drilling does. It gets you
Right.
to that point. But to be successful with the move, you have to try it in real life.
Right, because really, anyone who's hitting a drop Sayanagi, you're not doing it from the perfect position.
Yeah, it's timing involved, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
because
90% timing.
You got somebody who's trying not to get
Exactly.
fucking drop Sayanagi,
Exactly.
right? I'll say this. I did have several people come to me, though, and they were like, yo, I love this shit.
Yeah.
They were like, they really, really liked the move. And, like,
That's a
hell,
cool move.
Oleg was like, don't get surprised. Oleg's going to hit some people with that.
Now he might, and see, the thing is, Oleg might own it and say he'll be one of those guys that's going to try it in standing situations,
Absolutely.
and then he'll own it.
And we had a few people like, so because I've taught that class before, and I'll tell you who else is really fucking good at it. Yasmin, she's freaking good at that. Like, I remember, like, she was going against this correction officer dude, hit that shit. All I saw was this dude's feet like flying in the freaking air. It was like, oh shit, drop Sayanagi. That was right on point. So if you're drilling enough, and I guess if it kind of catches your interest,
Yeah, it's got to catch your interest.
right? You're like,
It's got to be something you like.
I'm gonna try this shit.
Yeah.
But I did. I drilled the shit out of it on Wednesday. No, I did it on Friday first, no gi.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Hey, everybody," because then they showed up. Like a bunch of people showed up on my gi week, and I was like, "Guess what? Now we're gonna do a gi version of it." I think they liked it, but it cut into our rolling time. It really cut into our rolling
Yeah,
time.
you got to watch that because you don't want to be known as the guy to where you don't get to roll.
Absolutely. And I recognized that, and I was like, shit, dude. Because I even had them go in a big circle,
Oh, yeah.
and I said, you start going around the circle.
Oh, that's
drop
like a
Sayanagi
serpentine?
every single
That
person.
is serpentine's effective, but it just takes. It's very time
It
consuming.
was time consuming.
Yeah, serpentine's
and
gonna take your whole
they
class.
They were beat, dude.
Yeah.
That shit was tiring.
And then you'll get your dessert.
Hell
Rolling
no.
is your dessert.
The roll, that little tiny bit of rolling was the dessert. You're like, oh shit. So yeah, I mean, I do believe that drillers can be killers, right?
Yeah.
But man, like, do you want to do that?
Well, think about it. Okay, so all the moves you learned, did you drill all the moves you know over and over and over and over? And
Absolutely not.
I didn't either.
And
They're gonna say that's why you guys are that
but
good.
that's why you're not that good. They're like,
Shut up, internet.
what was, it was like, you remember Brad Pitt in Troy? He was like, and that's why no one will remember your name.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, maybe that's me. Nobody's gonna remember me because I didn't freaking drill enough. I'm average, dude. I'm a pretty decent black belt, but I'm not setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
So maybe those who do put in the dedication are the ones setting the world on fire.
So would you say is drilling, or let's not say excessive drilling, is that going to be reserved for maybe a guy that's more competition mindset versus just your average? In other words, does the average guy need to drill something 100 times? I've always taken the stance that I don't think they do,
I don't
and I don't
either.
think most people drill. Like, I would drill a move enough to get the mechanics of it down,
Right.
and then I would just try it.
Yeah.
And if I
think
liked
that's
it,
a better way.
I liked it. If I didn't like it, I might weed it out. Say, okay, I drilled this move, I worked it, but in real life scenarios, man, I just keep finding I keep getting smashed over here. I can't fix it. It's not working. And maybe it's just for me. Maybe my body type, it doesn't work. I'm gonna ditch this one. Now I'm gonna go to another one. That's kind of the approach I take.
So I think that's the approach that damn near everybody takes. Like,
Yeah, I don't think-
I can't think of a school that I've visited where I showed up and they just drilled nonstop. Like, I think most people teach the way we do, right?
I
Like,
agree. I think so.
you get in there, they'll show a series of moves, they'll run through it for about 5, 6, 10 minutes, and then they'll get to the next move, 5, 6, 10 minutes. Because, look, man, I think a lot of people's jujitsu ADD kicks in, and they're like, I can't just do this shit over and over and over and over and over. It's like, dude,
Now I'll tell you what works well. I think this is pretty effective. Is the situational drilling, but it's going to be more for escapes. Like, how do you situationally drill, like an armbar? Like, let's say you want to do a spinning armbar from knee on belly.
Okay.
Okay, you could spin that move, but
Boom.
the guy's he's not resisting, right? Because that's a
Correct.
timing move too. Like, if you got the knee on belly, you scoop it up,
Right.
boom, the stars line up, you can hit it. But it's hard to situationally drill that. But let's say you're going to do like a back take.
okay.
either the guy wants to submit you from the back or the guy wants to escape from the back. That's a phenomenal drill right there.
Yeah.
Because you could EBI it, dude.
Yeah,
you get the seatbelt, go.
So
now, those are super valuable.
Right, and so would you consider that approach more drilling or, like you said, situational drilling where it's like it's not a rote process to get away. You have to make these adjustments for each situation. The way you escape this one person might be similar to the way you escape this other person, but it'll never be the same, right?
You're right.
It'll never be the same. So I think that's a better approach, honestly. And, man, it's the only approach I've ever really seen. I've never gone to a place where they just drilled the shit out of me. That would just be like, I would get tired of it.
I'll do it. I used to hate, man. Okay, they'll teach a move. Let's say they did a knee slice. Okay.
Right.
All right, let's do like 20 this side, 20 both sides. Bro, that's not good. That doesn't work for me. And look, if you do that, great. I'm not dissing it. You're probably really good. But for me, man, it just didn't work. I'm more of a one-sided jiu-jitsu guy.
I am Mr. One Side. Yeah. And in fact, when I teach a move, right, inevitably I'll get some joker who just does it on the other side, and then they go, "Hey, Harold, can you help me out?" And I'll walk over and they'll show it to me.
Oh yeah, and it's like reverse.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, you're on the right side.
I'm like, why are you doing this shit so wrong? And then I try to explain it, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I have to go into my own head, kind of retool what I know so that I can now try to see it from their perspective. And that shit's hard for me.
You know what I wonder? Okay, so let's take knee slicing. Or just passing guard. I pass to the left like most people because they're right-handed, but I'm still proficient. I can still pass on the right. I'm just not as good. This is going to be my good side here. I almost have different things I do when I pass on this side. So I'm not going to I'm going to shut down my game. The guy turns just bro, I'm going to adjust.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, but I still have a good side. This is my strong side.
Yep.
Okay, so let me ask this. Do you think that's reserved for the super athletes? In other words, for me, if I'm playing Z guard, right? Or for all you Aussies out there, Z guard, right? I'm going to be on this side. I'm going to be on my right. I'm on my right shoulder, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, does Gordon Ryan have a strong side and a, is he equally as good on both sides? That's what I don't. That's the question.
Are they truly
at that
ambidextrous?
At that level,
fighters?
Do you have to be 100% ambidextrous? Is that what separates the guys from the elites from the commoners?
I don't know, man.
I really don't know that.
That's going to make me really dig in and watch a bunch of competitions of the same person, right?
To see.
And see if they always attack. I can't imagine that anybody's really perfect
equally as good on both sides. But they're still going to be proficient. I mean,
they'll be good, but it's you're going to have a side you favor.
Yeah.
You have a side you favor for everything. Here we go. Most people, when they subscribe, and share our stuff, they probably use their right hand and they hit the button with their right thumb. But I mean, there's got to be a couple of jokers who maybe they're watching and they go, "Hey man, I'm gonna throw the phone to the other side and I'm gonna hit it with my left hand today." Try it. How about that, everybody? If you normally subscribe, and share with your right hand, try it with your left and see if it feels the same. Man, I don't know.
That's a good analogy. You know who gave me a really good analogy with that too was black belt Dan Holly.
Yeah.
Hawaii Dan.
Yeah, totally.
Super technical, one of our best black belts, super legit.
Absolutely.
And he would tell me, he goes, Rod, always just stick with your good side. He goes, I'll give you an example, Rod. If I'm gonna write a book and I'm right-handed, is it easier for me to learn how to write with my left hand, or is it easier to me just to learn how to take the pen from my left hand and put it in the right hand?
Move it over.
Just move it over.
Dude, just
so
move
get
it over.
really good at getting at your strong
Absolutely.
side. And that really resonated with me. I'm like, yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
I teach only one side to people.
Yeah.
I tell them. I always say, because who else?
Some moves you got to do both sides. There's
some,
exceptions.
but not many.
Not a lot. No, I agree. But there's a few.
And some things I feel better grabbing with my left than I do grabbing with my right. But then you know what? That means that's a left-handed attacks that I do. I just will always go for the left side. Marcelo, I think he was saying before.
He does butterfly. He's right in the middle.
Well, no, he does butterfly. But if he's going to arm drag from butterfly, he only does one side.
You're right.
And you're right. Get really good on one side.
Yeah.
And if you're not good on the other side, figure out how to get to your good side, or just have a different attack for that side, or be able to defend from your bad side to get to your good side. Yeah, man, I don't think I would ever tell somebody to put in equal amount of effort on both sides, because I think then you take away from how good you could get on one side.
You're right.
I'd rather be at a 90 on one side than a 70 on both sides.
Exactly. And that's what would happen.
Yeah.
Unless you're that outlier, that 1% guy, which, most of us aren't. That's why it's called an outlier. It's called a 1%. Most of us are average. Maybe we got a little bit of athleticism. So it would be probably just weighing the odds. It'd be better to have, like you said, be really, really good on one side.
Yeah, totally.
And be really efficient at getting to that strong side.
I mean,
I can get to my good side easily. I'm not worried about that. And if I'm stuck on a bad side, that's where you work on your defense. Your defense is going to carry you through.
There you go. If okay, great point. Most people pass to the left, right? So if they're passing to their left, they end up on your right side, right?
Yes.
So that means your defense should mainly focus on defending from the right side.
Correct.
Or if you get that freaking weirdo who goes the other direction and it throws you off. Yeah, it throws you off. And you're like, what the hell are you doing on this side? Okay, figure out something to at least get back to guard. And then, but you're probably not going to have as good a defense from your bad side.
No, you're right.
Damn, this might be terrible fucking advice.
No, it's not. It's some moves you have to know some basics.
Yeah, of course. Listen, don't just be like clueless. Don't just spin around in circles and be able to do absolutely nothing from your bad side. But I don't know that you need to focus so heavily unless...
You should. It does help on some moves. It helps.
Unless you're already really, really good on that side. And then you're just
then you can kind of play around that. Yeah. So what I'm doing now is like, okay, so I do a lot of shin-to-shin guard and stuff like that. So most people step in with their right foot. So I'm always attacking that leg. But Gus messes with me, man. He'll come with his left leg. I'm like, oh, shit, what do I do?
But
I forgot the shin on shin.
Right. You're like,
it was just weird.
What is this? What is this? What are you doing?
But so now I have different things I do on that side. So if they come in this side, I'll do maybe outside De La Hiva or something.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm learning different things because I don't want to just mirror my same game on the left side. I want to have different things I could do on that side if they come in.
Damn.
But it does throw you off, though, because I was like, I had to connect the dots and think about it. Oh, yeah, wait. Oh, yeah, I got to do this
right.
way.
And I guess
it's weird. I haven't done that.
Right there, though. So if you are a driller who becomes really good on both sides and you recognize that most people do, now we're talking strategy, right?
Yeah.
Now you're talking strategy because you're like, okay, I know most people, they're going to pass, boom, they're going to go this side. I know that, so I'm going to get good at going the other direction. Now,
that would make sense.
Right.
Yes.
I think I'm already good at passing at the side everybody passes at, and maybe I might fake it, but then boom, hit this other direction. I think
some guys do that, or they'll play their defense. They're going to play on the left side because they know that most people aren't good at passing. That's a strategy. That's legit. But if you're going to drill, let's say you're going to drill knee slices, you're going to put equal time in a knee slice and to get a good knee slice down on your left side versus the right. Look at how many times you're going to use that other side, though. Because the guy's going to be laying on the most common side,
right?
You won't be able to, unless you
so your attack is going to make sense to come from the side that everybody attacks from.
Yeah, so you're wasting some resources for something that you mean. I'll give you an example of how that happened to me when I got into 50-50, which I don't do it that much anymore, but I really liked it at one time.
Right,
and I was drilling it. And this came from just drilling it. I was a drillers or killers. I was trying to be the killer 50-50. So I did it for months and months. I was drilling 50-50, and I was drilling on the left side, on this side. So it would be on the opponent's right leg.
Okay.
So I would be 50-50 on that side, right? And everything worked out in theory, right? But then I noticed that every time I rolled, I would be on the other side. Every single time. Even to this day, bro, when I end up on 50-50, it's always on the guy's left side. It's the weirdest thing. I've never been on there. And there's a whole string of attacks that I know that are really just natural to me because my body just moves better and falling the right way that I never get to do them because
so do you
I had to relearn it. I had to relearn the whole freaking thing.
Relearn the whole thing.
I relearned it on the left side because I'm like, well, it's not doing me any good if I'm never getting there. Even just through a scramble, you're like, oh, I'm in 50-50. It's on the right side.
Right, because you can't just flip the 50-50.
Can't flip it over.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
Yeah, so I just started getting, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay at it now, but it's not really my good side.
Damn.
So it's like my good side is the side that I don't really get to use, and I can almost go invert and everything on that side. I don't know why, but now that I'm forced to do this side, it's like I'm just not good at that side. I dedicated the same amount of time to it.
Right.
My body just doesn't. It doesn't want to go that way.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is obviously something that we are interested in hearing from you guys about, because what do you do? Like, are you splitting all your moves in half? Are you that guy where you're like, if I do 10 minutes of knee slice to the left, I'll do 10 minutes of knee slice to the right. If I'm hitting freaking flying arm bars from the left, I'm hitting flying arm bars to the right.
I've never done it. Okay, so a knee on belly, old school spinning arm bar. Have you ever done that from the left side?
Nope.
I've never done that. I
always pop up. I throw my right knee into belly.
Yeah. And now reverse it. Throw your left knee. I don't know. It'd be weird. I don't know if I can do it.
I will windshield wiper to get to the
but get to the other side.
Right. I'll get to the other side.
Left knee on the belly and scoop with your left hand.
But nope.
Could you do it right now? It'd be like you'd look like a blue belt.
It would feel weird.
It'd look like a white belt,
yes,
probably. Like you're just learning to move.
I would rather windshield wiper over to my good side and hit the attack.
Get to your good side.
For sure.
Now here's one exception though. Okay. And this is why I like the style that I do. Leg locks. Leg locks, I'm equal opportunity because they come from everywhere, dude. It could be this leg. Like if someone says, "Hey, Rod, let's give me the leg lock. I want to see something." Like which one? I don't care. Like, which one? Right? It doesn't matter. Knee bars. What is it? Toe holds, knee bars, heel hooks. It doesn't matter, bro. I don't know why those are different, but when you're scrambling,
right?
It could be just grab this one. A lot of my game too is like I'm focusing on this side. Just let it go and get this side. Let it go and get this side. I go back and forth. I do that on purpose.
Heel hooks and stuff they lend
interchange
to that.
A lot. Yeah.
They lend to that because you get into a lot of scrambles.
It's a lot of scrambling. Where upper body, maybe it's more controlled. You have to make a conscious decision. I'm going to attack this arm, so I have to follow this pathway. Where you're right, it's more scrambles when it comes to leg locks.
Yeah, I think leg locks are way faster.
They're faster, yeah. Unless you're doing
that speed kind of makes you adapt to both sides.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking now when we talk about drillers or killers, right? I say yes, but I don't think that it's necessarily the driller who spends hours on end. I think the drills are, like you kind of mentioned before, it's this week I was drilling it, then I was doing something else. Then several weeks later, hey, our move came back and I was kind of drilling it again. I think it's a cumulative effect over time. Like, is there a way to shortcut it? I think so. I think shortcutting it is that constant micro drilling of this same thing, right? I think your competition guys, you'll have a blue belt who can hit an arm bar or a freaking bow and arrow choke at a black belt level because that's all they're doing. They've gotten so good that this move they were a black belt at.
Yeah.
But if you throw them into a bunch of different things, well, now not so much, right? Because there's only 24 hours in a day.
Exactly.
And there's only so much time you can actually spend training unless that's just your life, right? And if it's your life, God bless you. That's awesome. Like, that's pretty cool that you can freaking spend that much time just getting good at jiu-jitsu.
And I think it definitely helps your mobility, though.
Oh, for sure.
No, so here's one anecdotal evidence that we have, both of us have, of a guy that just drilled and drilled and drilled. They would come in and just drill for hours. And you know what, though? Dude was freaking good, bro. So I got to say, he was good.
Talking about Andy?
Andy Cheshmore, man.
Yep.
He's legit, dude. So he might break our argument because he was good.
Well, but he lived it.
It was his life.
He lived it, right? So maybe this applies to the hobbyist more so, right?
It could be.
Because if you're a hobbyist, would you really want to spend, let's say you're making 3 classes a week, would you want to spend an hour and a half per class? So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4.5 hours out of the 6 hours that you're going to get just drilling the same move that whole week.
I think you're right. That's professional. I believe Michael Musumeci trains like 5 or 6 hours a day.
Right.
A day.
His one
maybe
day,
longer than that. It
his,
could be.
Yeah, his
it's all
day is
drilling.
like 2 of your weeks. So could you imagine
Think of that.
you spend 2 weeks doing the same motion nonstop?
How good you'd be. So it would.
You would fucking quit.
Oh, yeah.
How good
A
you'd
hobbyist would be.
You would suck
Well,
because you wouldn't keep doing it.
He's getting paid for it. So
Right.
Yeah. It's a job. And a normal job, you're working 8 hours a day. He's working 8 hours a day in this school.
So I don't think you could keep a school of hobbyists open if that's how you
No,
train.
they would. No way.
There's no way.
It's no fun.
There's no way.
That's
Right.
not fun at all.
Yeah, man. And then if it's not fun, it becomes a fucking job,
Yeah.
right?
And if you're doing a job,
and
you're
if
not
you're
getting
do a
paid for it.
job, not getting paid for it, oh my
In fact,
god!
you got to pay. I got to pay to sign up for this competition.
Ooh. Are drillers killers? Yes,
can
probably
be.
most likely. I think they can be. I think they will be, but good Lord, that requires some serious dedication.
So you're right. They are killers, but do you want to be a driller really? Like it's reserved
be a
for
driller?
a few being at that level.
Ooh.
You got some choices to make, right?
You definitely have some choices to make.
Like
is
over-
this your life?
Evaluate why am I drilling it this much? Why am I doing this?
It's like I gotta win that local tournament.
No, these guys don't even compete, and they'll be drilling it that much.
Yo, if you don't even compete and you drill like that, man,
like really?
that's some Rain Man shit. That's nonstop. Yeah. Like if
Oh
you
my God.
if you
just
can
say Rain
drill
Man. Oh my God.
if you can drill like that, like I'm all for being able to turn your brain off and just do what you're told. Look, that's that military thing. Like I know how to shut up, do what you tell me to do, not question anything, and do it over and over and over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
And I could do that back in the day. I don't know that I can do that just constantly anymore. And, dude, I did that because they were paying me, man. Uncle Sam was turning me into something, and he was like, no, you're going to do this. I get it.
Yep.
But if I'm going to pay you, take time out of the rest of my life to come do something that I actually enjoy, I think you will make that unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Are drillers killers? Probably. Do you really want to be a killer? You probably don't.
You probably don't want to be.
You probably don't want to do what it
wants
really
to be
takes.
a killer, but you're right. At the end of the day, you really don't want. That's why you're not. You're not a killer because.
Oh my
you're
God!
Not,
You just hurt a lot of people's feelings.
no, me included. I'm just saying, the majority of the masses, right? That's why those killers are the top 1% elite because
That's why
they're
we look
willing
up
to
to them.
do all this crazy, uncomfortable stuff for to hit their objective.
Whoa.
I'm not trying to do all that.
Damn.
But if you're a young cat, you're trying to get it, man. I'm not gonna. Don't let me discourage you.
Facts.
Get it.
And look, man,
You might be the next
realistically,
Musumeci.
100%. I mean, then you just got to go
Sure.
train in your garage
I'm sure-
nonstop,
Yeah,
6-7 hours a day. But it's like, hey, whatever. That might be your thing.
Do you want to be a killer? Is what we should have called it.
Do you want to be
killer?
a killer?
Get
Are
prepared
you
to be a
willing to
driller.
do what it takes?
Yeah.
Let us know if you're willing to do what it takes. Let us know if you've already done what it takes. Are you that dude? Are you that guy? And you're like, oh man, I can hit this move from both sides with blindfolded, like because all I do is drill for
Drill, baby,
6
drill.
to 7 hours. Hell, even if it's just 6 to 7 hours a week, nonstop drilling the same move. Tell us this. What one move have you drilled more than any other move, and how often were you really drilling that move? And how good are you at it? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
And like,
Yeah.
did that come at the expense of your class time? Like, are you drilling it outside of like? I came an hour early to just drill, and then I did my class, or are you just drilling while you're in class?
And then do you get to roll if
And
that's
then,
the case? Like, man, if you're doing that, I don't even know if you're a hobbyist anymore.
You're kind of teetering on.
Yeah, you're pushing the envelope,
Yeah.
man. You're there doing some big things, and it's impressive.
If you're competing on time, yes,
Yeah.
I would imagine you're drilling at that level.
Dude, let me tell you, all right? By no means are we downplaying the dedication and the sheer amazing, like, freaking perseverance that you
Oh, yeah.
have to do that. That shit is impressive.
Heck yeah.
So you're probably going to kick my ass when it comes down to it. More power to you, right? But I feel good around most people. I
Yeah.
feel all right. What I'm doing is good enough for me.
Yeah.
So But you got to do what's good enough for you. And that shit might be way more than what I'm doing, and more power to you for doing it.
You know what sucks? At the end of the day, it's not really sucks, but it's a truth bomb.
Right.
Where you are in your jiu-jitsu, for the most part, if you've been training for a few years, that's just a reflection of how much you put into it.
100%.
Like, that's really all. Don't feel bad if you're just okay, then just train more.
What was
right? If you're really, really good, you just that's the flip side too. Let's say you're really, really, really good.
I don't know.
Don't get an extra ego.
Yeah,
you're just training a lot more, bro. You train all the time.
Great line in the Joker movie. You get what you deserve.
You get what you deserve, man. I love that.
Seriously, if you're putting in the work and you're kicking everybody's ass, you earn that shit.
Unless you're Trevor, damn it. There's always
outliers. Okay, there's the outliers. But if you're just Joe Schmo and you're just putting in more work than everybody else,
yeah,
you earn that shit. God bless you. Keep doing the damn thing. And if you find that you're not getting it done and you're like, oh, I wish I was doing better, well, that's on you too. Hey, reality check. If you suck, it's because you're not working hard enough.
That's true. And I joke around saying unless you're Trevor, but Trevor put the work in.
He's put in work.
Trained for 14, 15, probably 16 years.
100%.
So he has a right to kind of chill a little bit now.
He's like a super anomaly because he's just naturally gifted, but he also works his ass off.
Yeah.
So if you're not naturally gifted, you really got to work your ass off. But that's the choice that you have to make, right? Because if it's important to you, you'll find a way. If it's not, you'll find an excuse. I found plenty of excuses throughout my life. I ain't going to lie. Well, maybe I don't call them excuses. I call them reasons.
All right. I like that.
There's a reason. There's a whole saying that I have that. Remember that one? I go, excuses are monuments of nothing which build bridges to nowhere, and those who use these tools of incompetence will amount to nothing. So don't make a bunch of fucking excuses, everybody. If you want to get better, get out there and do the damn thing. Maybe be a driller and grow into a killer.
Yes, there you go.
All right, 1865. We got anything else for the people?
I think we're good. I think we covered everything we want to cover. We hopefully we didn't offend too many people. Sorry if we did.
Sorry.
Hey man, I threw myself in that bunch too, though.
Dude,
right?
I'm in the mix.
I'm in the mix, man.
We are not special. We're just regular average Joes, man. Yep. So keep like training. Us. Be a halfway decent average Joe or be better. It's up to you, but you're going to get what you deserve.
Yep, exactly.
And with that, everybody, thank you for checking us out. Open Mat Chronicles. Until next time.
We'll see you next week.
Us.